Alright, hello. In my last video, I talked about the Thief build I was using and how it's good for both PvP and PvE. However, as a lot of you mentioned in the comments, the build itself, as in the gear I was using and the rings I was using, was absolutely dog shit. I agree. And I have been fixing it over the past couple days and getting the build better. Like, just for example, here were my stats before the build change, and here they are after. Huge increase, both in strength and agility. It's really quite something. However, this actually got me thinking, what is the best ring setup for a thief? I actually wasn't sure at first, so I had to do a bit of digging. So in this video, I'm going to cover everything I found, and what I believe to be the best overall ring build for a thief user. Oh, and by the way, this does include multi-classing, so if you're doing stuff like Archer, or like any kind of mixed build between the two where you would need agility, this build will work for that too. So, let's get into it. I'm going to leave chapters again so you can skip to wherever you want. Enjoy the video. So, just to start us off here, I'm going to show you the ring build that gives you just the highest base stats possible. Just to let you all know, you are going to need reputation in Holy Sect or Demon Sect to be able to get some of these rings here. However, you can also trade for them, so you can do that as well. However, here it is. This ring build right here increases focus and gives you a ton of strength and agility. About 50 agility and 25 strength, and I'm pretty sure around 16 stamina. Crazy build if you're just looking for base stats. However, there are other builds I'm going to show you here. This isn't just the only one. And you can also substitute other things if you feel like it. For example, the Refined Thieves ring, you can actually swap that for Yeti ring, or the Frostlord ring. You can just swap that for a ton of other things if you don't need that extra 20 agility. Because I'm not gonna lie, later game, that 20 agility is kind of lackluster, as your runes already do enough agility to be able to kill basically anything. And so with that, let's get on to some of the alternative ring builds that I've found as well. Here we go. Alright, and now for alternative builds, there are a couple builds that I've made here. All of them involve the two Holy Sect rings though, so here they both are. By the way, just letting you know, if you're gonna use the Lord of the Frost ring, make sure that you have a reason, because in my opinion it isn't worth it too much. I'd prefer to use the Yeti ring like you can see on the right. However, if you don't have the Lord of the Frost rune on any of your weapons, it isn't a bad choice to pick from. However, you do gotta keep the focus ring on there, as it actually does make a difference, and it just increases your overall DPS way more than you think it would. So, with that, those are the builds I created. If I had to choose a best one between all of them, I'd probably go with the first one. It gives you a ton of base stats, and you can't really complain about it. It gives you basically everything. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. I'm kind of curious to see if you guys have created anything that would be better than these. And with that, see you guys in the next one. Peace.